Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us for CCBC Essex Volleyball. We are live from the CCBC Essex Wellness and Athletic Center here in Rosedale, Maryland. I'm Rocco Jeppe, joined by Aaron Thomas. And we got two pretty evenly matched teams so far as records are concerned. It's been a very, very weird year in Maryland JUCO and Region 20 this season, so we'll see what unfolds today. Right now, we're going to send things down to our public address announcer, Richard Keller, to give us tonight's teams.
Starting lineups beginning with our lifters from Northern Virginia, Cordova. Number 2, Tiara Jones. Number 3, Jessica Harris. Number 7, Nicola Napova. Number 9, Maya Brinkley. Number 10, Katie Garrity. Number 11, Simone Jenkins. Number 13, Lauren Havel. Number 14, Stephanie Byrne. Number 17, Starvin Bain. Number 18, Sarah Bissell. The assistant coach for Nova is Floyd Peter, and helping him up the head coach Marcus Robinson. The Los Angeles from Northern Virginia. Now let's meet the players and coaches for your homestanding CCBC Essex Knights. Number 1, Maggie Williams. Number 2, Kelly Standiford. Number 3, Nicole Campbell. Number 4, Michaela Ford. Number 5, Faye Sutherland. Number 6, Shakiva Coleman. Number 7, Vicky Chappelle. Number 8, Sabrina Bradford. Number 9, Andy Etzinger. The assistant coaches for Essex, Kyle Anthony and Carrie Schuler. And helping welcoming head coach Stephanie Cover. Please welcome homestanding Essex.
All right, folks, so there you have it. Both teams announced.
At this time,
we're going to go to the Star Spangled banner. And when we return, we'll have volleyball action for you. Knights hosting the Nighthawks.
Catch the flag.
All right, we are back live. The teams doing their customonial handshake to start the game. Take a look at the starters here in just a moment. I said both teams come in pretty evenly matched. The Knights right now sitting in the middle of the Region 20 Division II standings. On Thursday evening, we're just about set. Unseasonably warm inside. I think somebody accidentally left the heat on in the building today. Doesn't feel good.
All spectators.
So it's Benzinger and Sutherland in the back for the Knights. Chappelle, Maggie Williams, Michaela Forbes, and Sabrina Bradford for the Knights. For the Nighthawks, Lauren Havel, Katie Garrity, Star Mabin Uridery, Sarah Appicer, and I think I forgot one, Nicola Knapova. I think we're ready to go here, Aaron. And it's going to be Standiford serving, getting back on the court for the first time since she suffered a knee injury. And that first shot is out of bounds. Knee injury off the court.
A good way to start the game right there for the Knights. A very, very good serve there from Standiford to start this game exactly how they wanted to.
Just kind of roam. Good back set. Maggie Williams puts it where they're not. It looked like a good back set when it started, but it just didn't get up high enough for Mabin to put a hit on it. And it's quickly 2-0 Knights.
A play at the net is going to be huge here. As you can see, just looking at the height from these two teams, Knights maybe not in the driver's seat from a height perspective.
Good play there by Benzinger to dig it out, swinging away, and winning the point for the Nighthawks is Lauren Havel. So we'll get a side out.
A good rally, just didn't go the Knights' way there. Let's see what the Nighthawks have in store. Their first time on the serve.
Abishauer to serve. From the middle is Benzinger, swings away. Pass pretty close to the net, and it's going to be a side out. Nothing really that Mabin could do to handle that there. We'll go back to the Knights. Bradford to serve.
Ball came in there a little faster than she was expecting it.
Speaking of which, watch this serve. Good pass. Now the set. Swinging away. A good dig by Standiford. Now as Bradford gets blocked and Standiford can't get to it.
And made a good dig before that. Just couldn't make another good one there.
Mabin wins the point for the Nighthawks. It's 3-2 early on. Knights ahead. Serving is Havel. There's a set. Forbes tips it over. Swinging away was Burns. There's a set for Forbes. Burns with the pass. Back row, Benzinger. Benzinger will swing away. Tipped at the net. And that one will go out of bounds as Knapova got underneath of it. Checking in for the Nighthawks is Maya Brinkley.
We're seeing in the early part of this game, neither team being able to string together points.
Here's Williams to serve. Long serve, and it does go out.
Ooh, very close there. Good eye.
Back into the game is Tiara Jones.
Play like that is where communication comes in so big for a team.
Mabin serve and a miscommunication there as Williams didn't get much of it. Bradford, and Chappelle, not sure who was going to take it, and it results in an ace for the Nighthawks. We're tied at 4.
Right back to where we started here.
Good dig by Bradford. Chappelle, long set to Benzinger. And Forbes is there, tips it over. Benzinger now. And we're playing some sandlot volleyball here with the shots going back and forth. Benzinger, a deep shot. All the set goes over. Benzinger punches it up. Standiford puts it back over. Free ball for the Nighthawks. Now we're at the net. Swinging away and winning the point for the Nighthawks is Knapova.
Both teams making nice plays just to keep that rally going there a couple different times. Point doesn't go the Knights' way, but very good play there.
Nighthawks have a 5-4 lead.
I believe this is their first lead of the game.
There's the set by Chappelle. Benzinger swings away. It's out of bounds. No touch at the net. So a third consecutive point for the Nighthawks.
Serve here from the Nighthawks. Not a lot of mustard on it, but it's doing some damage, that's for sure.
And those are the types of serves that in yesteryears would not have counted. Recent rule changes in this sport, they now count. So credit an ace to Maven. It's 7-4 Nighthawks.
First ace of the game.
Chappelle, a good set to Benzinger, who puts it away into the net. Nighthawks keep it alive. And
wow,
back to the Knights. Good play.
Impressive that they were able to get that over.
So this should be a free ball for the Knights. Got to work on that communication. Set to Benzinger, who has her shot blocked, but it's out of bounds. And it'll be a side out back to the Knights. 5 serving 7.
Play in front of the net's been so good here for the Nighthawks in the early part of this game. That's the first time we've seen it backfire on them.
Michaela Forbes will have the serve. There's a good set. Now, wicked hit out of bounds. And the referee overruling the line person. I thought it was out of bounds. It looked like it went deep.
Make some friends with that call, make some enemies with that call.
Knapova with the point.
A lot closer than I'd like it to be.
So we're waiting to see head coach Jeffrey Koger of the Knights gets an explanation from his team captain, Maggie Williams, who spoke with the topside referee. Chappelle to Benzinger. Benzinger sends it over, and it was blocked by Jones, but right into the net, falls straight down on the Nighthawks side. It's a side out for the Knights. Benzinger picking up the kill. She came into this game 273 kills to her name, averaging 3 kills per set. That's a double hit on the Nighthawks. The Knights will win the point.
You know, after that questionable call, it's only 1 point in the long run, but that could be a point that kills momentum. The Knights doing a good job of not letting that happen here, stringing together 2 points since then.
Chappelle with the ace, and we're tied at 8.
Each team now has 1 ace to their name. Always my most exciting play, I believe. Tied up once again, right back to where we started.
Chappelle, a freshman setter, graduated from Baltimore Polytechnic. Another good serve, and that'll result in another ace, as Garrity couldn't handle it.
That serve, wasn't sure it was going to fully get over the net at first, but got over the net and also got a point.
Another good serve from Chappelle. She'll set Benzinger. Benzinger swings away. It's blocked and out of bounds.
And the Knights.
Another kill for Benzinger.
The Knights keep on rolling here, stringing together a lot of points here in the first set. This is how you get out in the driver's seat.
On a 5-point run, and that one goes into the net, so it'll be a side out. The Knights lead by 1, 10-9.
Those serves are getting lower and lower. Playing a dangerous game with the net. Finally came back to haunt them.
Lauren Havel checks back in for the Nighthawks. On the serve now is going to be Knapova. Good dig by Williams. The set from Chappelle. Benzinger tips it over. And a good play there made by Jenkins. That one's in. A good hit from Lauren Havel. We're tied at, well, I thought we were tied at 10, and we're going to get a correction.
Yeah, the ref called it the other way. I think that was a gimme.
So here we go. Benzinger to serve for the Knights. Good play to keep it in. Made by Havel. The set to Williams. Williams swings away, blocked back over Free ball coming up for the Nighthawks. And put away again by Havel.
Threading the needle with that point there. Two Knights players in that area, just neither of them able to get down there fast enough to dig it out. Good play there.
So libero will serve Katie Garrity. Garrity, a sophomore from Stafford, Virginia. Williams now swings away, back over. Williams will try again. This time gets it past Maben. And that set goes out of bounds. Lauren Havel trying to catch the Knights sleeping, and she pushed just a bit too much. Goes back to the Knights.
Nighthawks just unable to string together points here. They'll get the serve, and then they'll give it right back to the Knights.
Standerford. Good pass. Here comes the set from Abishar. Big hit. Taken by Maben. And it'll go back over to the Nighthawks. So back and forth we go, Aaron.
That was picture perfect right there. Good setup there on that far side of the court. Communication between the teammates ends up being a pretty hit. And speaking of pretty hits, that was a good serve and a not so pretty hit by Standerford. Cost the Knights a point.
Yeah, she definitely wants that one back. As you can see her talking with her coaches, she knows better. Here comes the second serve for Evershire. And it goes out of bounds. So a bad decision there by Maben. Tried to catch the Knights off guard, but sent it too far wide. And the Knights get a side out. Bradford to serve.
It's back-to-back points for the Knights that have come off unforced errors by the Nighthawks.
Good pass to the middle. Oh, miscommunication hurts the Knights there again. Standerford was sliding to her right, and I think Benzinger just couldn't get out of the way fast enough.
That being said, that's back-to-back points for the Nighthawks off unforced errors by the Knights.
Yeah, you really got to talk. There's a good pass from Standerford. Set. Forbes with the put away. And the Knights get it right back.
That's a really good hit at the net. A lot of power behind that shot. And you saw it came in a little bit too quick on the Nighthawks player.
Forbes averaging just about a kill per set. She came in with 87 kills on the season. There's a serve by Williams. Tipped over. Bradford, a long set to Benzinger, who punches it over. A good play there made by the Nighthawks, Knapova. And now it's a free ball. Bradford with the pass. Chappelle. Benzinger swings away, blocked at the net. Another pass to Benzinger, who swings another block at the net, this time tipped by Burns. Popped over. Benzinger handles it. Chappelle, middle set. Williams goes long. And should be a freebie for the Knights. Williams with the pass. Chappelle sets Forbes, who tips it over. And we're still going. Bradford, Chappelle, Forbes. A good play by Burns. And that'll end it. Napova puts away the kill. And what seemed like took a minute and a half, the Nighthawks win the point to tie it at 14.
Something had to give there. A long rally there. I was going to say before the Nighthawks got that point, the Knights had been getting the better of the Nighthawks on those long plays, but that time the Nighthawks got the point. Getting close to the end of this first set. I always know the first set is so important. Want to come out with that win early.
Out of bounds, point Essex.
That one goes out of bounds. Right back to the Knights. Forbes will have it, and folks, just a reminder, best 3 out of 5. First to 25 must win by 2. Rally scoring as Forbes puts her serve out of bounds. We're tied at 15 again. If the match goes to a 5th set, the 5th set is first to 15 by 2, and they will switch sides when the first team or the total gets to 8. So here we go. Nighthawks serve. A good serve by Jenkins. Maggie Williams into the net, and the Nighthawks win the point.
The look of frustration on Maggie Williams' face says it all. Opportunity to get that over the net.
Jenkins will serve it up again. Williams with the pass. Chappelle will set Benzinger. Benzinger, bullet into the back row, and this will be a freebie. Sutherland, Chappelle, the long set. Benzinger swings again. A good pass from the back row. Garrity. And there's Knukabova. Handled by the Knights, but right back over. Here's a set. Good block by Sutherland.
Nice play at the net there.
Free ball. Bradford to Chappelle. Chappelle sets Bradford from behind, and that ball is out of bounds. The Nighthawks win another long rally.
That's back-to-back points on long rallies for last time these two teams have gone to the long rally. Both times the Nighthawks have gotten the point. Even though this has been a back-and-forth first set, the Knights have been in the lead more times than not, but now the Nighthawks starting to pull away here in the late stages of the first set.
Jenkins will serve 17-15. Benzinger looks to get the ball back, and she does. Side out on the Benzinger kill.
Very, very good hit there. Almost like she knew that the Nighthawks were starting to pull away and knew that they needed a point there and got it.
This game is going to come down to who can hold the momentum the longest. Good play to handle that serve by Brinkley. Here's Knupova sent back by the Knights. And Sutherland can't handle the ball coming down the net. Down the line, really, on the top of that net.
That's a disappointing move right there. More times than not, you're going to have more than one player in the middle of the net. That just happened to be the one time that you only had one.
Knupova. Up to 18-16. Williams can't get the pass. Sandiford couldn't get it. Now we got a free ball for the Nighthawks. There's the set. Jason's big hit. Kept in play by Chappelle. Free ball back over from Williams. Here's the set from Fisher. And a quick kill made by Havel.
Now they gave up that free ball the first time, and it almost came back to hurt them. A good dig. Gave up a free ball the second time, weren't able to dig it out.
3-point lead now for the Nighthawks. Williams with a good pass to Chappelle. Chappelle, quick hit over.
Trying to catch
Back
somebody
set.
off guard.
And that hit by Jenkins goes deep. Here comes Benzinger. Her shot blocked. Back row. Williams can't handle it. Standiford gives a dive. Can't get to it. Big hit there by Jones.
What was Maggie Williams supposed to do in that situation? That shot came in a lot faster than she was expecting it to.
5-point run now for the Nighthawks. That'll force Knights head coach Jeffrey Koger to call a timeout. 20-16. Nighthawks have the lead. We'll be right back. And my apologies, folks, for you're missing a very cool moment in this game. Mr. Cherry, the father of two-year Knight Emily Cherry, she was a member of the 16 and 15 teams in the crowd now, watching Benzinger put it away for the Knights and get the ball and the serve back, down by 3.
Benzinger threading the needle there. Doesn't get much closer than that. Right on the corner. Hit them where they aren't. Benzinger did just that.
Benzinger to serve now. She's a freshman from Lutherville Timonium, graduated from Delaney. Back row now comes up. Jenkins sets it over. Bradford with the pass. Chappelle will set Williams. Williams has her shot blocked by Jenkins. Awkward set. Bradford can't handle it. Goes right shoulder into the pad. She's okay because she's a volleyball player.
Talking about Benzinger out of Delaney High School. That's my old stomping ground. Very good volleyball program there. So coming in here to the CCBC Essex program, you know she's well trained.
From the Lions to the Knights, Garrity gets the serve over. Chappelle back set to Bradford. Bradford has her shot blocked, and I believe it was Maben.
22-17.
In any event, it's now a 5-point lead. Nighthawks up 22-17.
The Knights still trying to climb out of that 5-run lead that they gave up.
Another block by the Nighthawks. Williams will give it a go again. And a good play made there by Jenkins. Williams a third time. Passed from Garrity. Quick set over. Beautiful play by Abishar. And the Nighthawks win the point. They're now 2 points away from taking the set.
I can't go for that move very often, but sometimes you see that middle open up. Might as well just go for the cherry pick.
Jeffrey Koger uses his second and final timeout of the set. We're going to take one as well. It's 23-17. Nighthawks lead over the Knights. So we're coming out of the timeout. The Knights faithful have come alive. Trying to get the Knights back into this game. All they need to do is go on an 8-0 run.
If only.
Not very easy to do, but not impossible. Garrity ready to serve now. The 5'4" sophomore. It is good. Standerford with the pass. Chappelle sets Bradford and goes right down the line. It looked like initially Maben got her hand on it, but it rode the line of the net, dropped down for a Knights point.
Good play at the net there from the Nighthawks, but sometimes a good play just doesn't bounce your way.
So the Knights will look to Standerford. Standerford, the sophomore, goes into the net and gives it right back to the Nighthawks. Not what she wanted to do. Substitution being made for the Nighthawks. Checking back in is Stephanie Burns, the sophomore from Annandale, Virginia.
Bad time for that error.
Abishar will have the serve. That one looks deep. Quick play by Standerford to get her hands up. And a free ball from Williams. Good pass. Set by Maben. Big swing and a dig made by Standerford off of the Havel hit. Pass to the middle. Back set looks like it's going to be too close to the net, and it is. Abishar sending her teammate Burns into the net, and the Knights get a much-needed side out. It is set point for the Nighthawks, but the Knights are serving 19-24. It's going to be Bradford. Bradford, 39 service aces on the season. Jump serve, and it is out of bounds. And that's how the first set goes, 25-19.
25-19. Lead the match 1-0.
So that's the end of the first set.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Knights would like to take this
Yeah, I did.
opportunity to thank our sponsors.
I thought you were done already. That's why I thought.
Mic check 1, 2. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here. Second set is just moments away from starting. I'm Aaron Thomas on the call for you. First set started off very well for the Knights. Did not end so well as the Nighthawks ended the first set on a 5-0 run. Certainly would like to pick up in the second set right where they left off in the first set. This second set, oh so important for the Knights. Being down 1 set, a lot different than being down 2. Comeback hopes start to get a little smaller at that point. I think the key here in the second set is to see the Knights get off to a hot start and stay on a hot start. They were able to get off to a hot start in the first set, but weren't able to stay on it. They allowed the Nighthawks to stick around and then eventually take the lead. Good play at the net there by the Knights. Forces that ball to go out. And a point for them. Good serve there by the Knights as well. Let's see if it leads to a point. Rallies were really good in the first set for both teams. That rally, not very long, but it is a good one for the Nighthawks. They get the point. Tied up right back where we started at 1-1. Serve goes back to the Nighthawks. Good serve into the middle. Stand forward, digs it out. Set up. Good play at the net. The play at the net for the Nighthawks has been absolutely tremendous here. And there is Maggie Williams coming in there, putting a lot of mustard behind that shot. Gets the point. Let's see what's next here. Maggie Williams, after getting the point, taking the serve. Setting it up, and not a very good play there.
3, serving 1.
Not a very good play there from the Nighthawks. Jessica Harris puts that into the middle of the net, giving the Knights their largest lead of the second set, 2 points. And in the middle, set up. Got to get it over on this one. Williams does. Here are the Nighthawks. Hot potato. Good rally going on here between the two teams. Here's Benzinger. A lot of mustard on that shot. Rally continues, though. Benzinger again. This time she has it put right back into her face. And ends up being a point for the Nighthawks. Great rally. Does not end the way the Knights would like to have seen it end. Point for the Nighthawks, closing the gap from 2-1. Here come the Knights, right back in. Standiford's able to dig it out. Here's Benzinger, another big hit and a point. That was a good one. Benzinger was denied 2 times on the last rally. This time she would not be denied. Serve up in the air. Good dig there from the Nighthawks. And a great play at the net from the Knights. But doesn't bounce their way. Sometimes that happens on that play. At the net, you make a good play, it just doesn't bounce your way. We've seen that happen for both teams here in the early part of this second set. And speaking of the ball not bouncing your way, ball certainly did not bounce the way of the Nighthawks that time. Plays it right into the middle of the net from the serve, excuse me. And now Knights matching their largest lead of the second set at 2, 5-3. Puts it across. Nice play at the net, but oh, somehow the Nighthawks were able to get that over. Remember, it doesn't matter what part of the body it hits, as long as you get it over. Nighthawks player got that over with the foot. A little bit of a communication breakdown there between the Knights. Maggie Williams is there. But she thought that was going to go out of bounds, so she didn't go after it. One of her teammates who had a better angle maybe should have told her that that one was still in. Here come the Nighthawks. Good serve, but a better dig by Standiford. Going to get it over, the Knights are, but they can't. The setup was not perfect, but it was good enough that you would have thought the Knights could have got it over. And now we are right back to where we started, tied up here in the second set. And that'll be an error.
Out of bounds, point Essex, 6, serving 5.
Side out. Right there you saw why the serve is so big. Nighthawks worked hard to get that score tied back up here in the second set, but they give it right back, and there the Knights do the same.
Serve at 6-5.
Back-to-back bad serves, resulting in points for the other team. Let's see if the Nighthawks can break the string of bad serves. They do. The rally will start. Will it continue? It does. Good play. Good play by the Nighthawks. The Knights would have had to have an even better play to make sure the rally continued, but they did not have that trick in their bag.
7-6.
I believe this is now the first lead of the second set for the Nighthawks. Let's see if they can take advantage of it. They can. That's an ace, and man.
8, serving 6.
That was very, very close. From the look on Benzinger's face afterwards, I think she thought it was the other way around, but the man with the flag is the one in charge. Good serve once again. Maggie Williams with the hit over. Good dig by the Nighthawks. Now they got to get it over. And a good rally there, and back-to-back points that were dangerously close. That just did not go in favor of the Knights, and now this is a 4-point run, for the Nighthawks. Their largest lead of the second set, 3 now. Largest lead for either team, actually, in the second set. Rally will continue. That was a really good hit, and Kelly Standiford was in the right place. Just could not make the right move, and a quick timeout will take in. And the two teams thought that we were going to get a break in the action as Coach Koger looked like he was calling a timeout, but instead he was actually calling for a new ball. So we will stick it here, and the run has finally come to an end. Maybe Coach Koger was looking just to kill the momentum for the Nighthawks. It worked. If that's what his plan was, he finally got the ball back for his team. And let's see if his team can go on a nice little run of their own after watching the Nighthawks go on about a four-point run.
80 serving 10.
10-8 is now the score after back-to-back points for the Knights. Here's Standa forward with the serve. That one is a little long. Just a little long. Disappointing move there from Kelly Standa forward and the Knights as they were able to string together 2 points, and we're hoping to string together a few more, but we're unsuccessful after the long serve. And there's Benzinger, a lot of power behind that shot. And man, the Nighthawks putting on a clinic here in the second set. Right place, right time. Communication is perfect there. Benzinger laid a beautiful hit on, but the Nighthawks were in the right place at the right time, able to put it back on the other side. Knights, on the other hand, not in the right place at the right time. Long hit once again for the Knights. A lot of unforced errors in this game. Not as many in the second set as there were in the first set, but when the Knights find themselves down by 5, any unforced error is going to hurt. There was a bad touch by the Nighthawks, and the Knights were finally able to get one of those points back, and let's see if they can string together some points here. That's something that they have not been able to do here in this second set. It's a big reason why they find themselves down in the early part. Rally will continue. Good play at the net from the Nighthawks. Want to get it over on this one. Kind of a freebie there from the Nighthawks after the communication breakdown. Williams gets it over, but she's met at the net by the Nighthawks players. And this rally continues, and that is out. Nighthawks, a lot of mustard on that sandwich. Maybe try some accuracy. That was just a little out. So the run will continue for the Knights. It's over. Now the play, and that one was a little long, or it actually wasn't because it was tipped by a Knights player. Didn't see that initially. The run will come to an end for the Knights, but it was an important run. They found themselves down 5. Now they only find themselves down 4. Want to get that ball back quickly. Continue their run. Benzinger. And there's a nice play there by the Knights. Sabrina Bradford put a very impressive hit on there. Got the point, and the serve will go back to the Knights. Important turn of events. Let's see if Maggie Williams can be the anchor here and string together some points for the Knights, and they will, or at least get another chance, as that ball was dangerously close to being inbounds, but it actually goes out of bounds.
Serving 14.
Maggie Williams calls for a new ball, gets it. Let's see, another serve. Not a lot of power, but she's making sure she accurately places it in there. Man, what a turn of events that the Knights were even able to dig that one out. That ball was so close to touching the ground, and a nice play just to give her teammates a chance there. Whitney Chapel. Don't know if she'd be able to make that play again, but it was a nice one. And Maggie Williams misplayed that one. Benzinger had a chance to save it, but she just wasn't fast enough to be able to get to that one. Missed play. And more importantly, it gives the ball back to the Nighthawks and gives them a chance to extend their lead, but they cannot do that as that ball is out of bounds, side out. So the ball will go back to the Knights. And the Nighthawks continue to watch their lead get a little bit smaller. It was a 5-point lead at one point. Now it is a 3-point lead. And it goes down to 2. And the Knights continuing to try and crawl out of this one. Crawl out of this hole, excuse me. Good serve there. Even better dig. And the play at the net was unsuccessful by the Knights. Had 2 players there, but could not do anything with it.
7-2.
Maggie Williams takes that one out, and that is a bad touch by her. And you look and see the body language from her and the look of frustration on her face. It says it all. It was a missed touch by her that cost her team a point. And the timeout to talk it over. We'll be back right after this. All right, we are back here and ready to play the rest of this second set. The Nighthawks find themselves in the driver's seat here in the second set. Find themselves in the driver's seat in this game since they're up 1 set to none. The second set has been all Nighthawks. They've had the lead pretty much from the get-go, and their lead will get a little bit bigger after that missed touch from the Knights. 19-14, so the Nighthawks close to the 20-point mark, which means they're dangerously close to finishing this second set. Remember, it's first team to 25, win by 2, and it's the first team to win 3 sets. So if the Nighthawks can win here in this second set, that'll make the third set very dangerous for the Knights. And that ball does not get much closer than that.
14.
Just barely was in. Kind of call like that from the referee where you don't envy him. It's tough to make that call. So close to the end line. 20-14 is the score. Nighthawks on the attack. That attack will end for a moment at least.
15-20.
As now the serve will go back to the Knights. Down by 5. The Nighthawks, this is matching their largest lead of the second set. The Knights, desperate need to string together some points.
16.
Able to do it right now, back-to-back points. A 3-4 point run would be really good, and here is just that 3-point run for the Knights. Nighthawks watching their lead get a little bit smaller. The serve for Chapel will continue. Ball's up in the air, and Good serve. And man, 4 different players there. You have Chappell, Benzinger, Stanford, and Williams all there. And when that ball hit the ground, all 4 of them looked at each other as to say, I thought you had that one. Communication so big at any level, at any sport. And right there, as Robert Plant would say, the Knights had themselves a communication breakdown. They can come back to hurt them just
18,
as bad as it could have. His serve goes back to the Knights, 21-18 now. And man, that one's a lollipop. Barely got over there. And a great play at the net by the Knights. Just doesn't bounce their way. Point will go to the Nighthawks. They're watching their lead get a little bigger after watching it moments ago get a little smaller. It's back to a 4-point lead. And they could get it back to a 5-point lead, which is their largest of the second set, if they can get a point here. Benzinger gets it over. Here's a little cherry pick play there by the Nighthawks, but it doesn't work. Bradford gets it over, but puts a little bit too much power behind that shot. It is just a little long, and we're back to a 5-point lead for the Nighthawks. Matching their largest of the second set.
.24, serving 18 is the set point.
Body language for the Knights says it all there out on the court. Wheels starting to fall off the bus here in the second set. And Maggie Williams trying to put as much as she had into that one, but she put it right into the middle of the net. Second set goes to the Knights.
25-18.
25-18. Nighthawks finish that first set on a 7-0 run. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for what could be the final set if the Nighthawks come out victorious. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here, ready to play what could be the final set here if the Nighthawks get the W in the set. They are up 2-0. First set was pretty good for the Knights. They found themselves in the driver's seat for most of it. It was back and forth, but the Nighthawks were able to get the points when they needed them and were able to rally when they needed to, and they were able to squeak out with a close victory in the first set. Second set, not so much. It was a dominating second set from the Nighthawks. The Knights' wheels really fell off the bus for them in the second set, and they find themselves in a dangerous position as the wheels could completely fall off here in the third set.
Nova serves at 1-0, number 14, Stephanie Burns for Nova.
Hopefully Keanu Reeves is somewhere near that bus and he can start driving it towards safety for the Knights. Early lead in the third set goes to the Nighthawks. 1-0. Here are the Knights trying to answer back. Bradford puts it over, and that was a really good hit. But an equally impressive dig from the Nighthawks. And there, a little gimme move there from Michaela Forbes. Forbes, not the tallest player, so she had to jump all the way up there to the top of the net to be able to get that and put it over. Forbes showing that she may have played some hoops back in the day. And there, an unforced error from the Nighthawks, something we have not seen a lot from them. And that is a big reason why they find themselves up 2-0 is because they have been the team that has been able to stay away from those unforced errors. And right there you see another unforced error for the Knights. They found themselves in the lead, but just for a second as that bad serve gives the lead right back to the Nighthawks, or excuse me, gives this game a little bit of brand new life as it tied it up. The Nighthawks had a chance to get the lead, but couldn't. And you hear the man with the booming voice on the far sideline. That is Mr. Cherry. For 2 years, he was the emotional leader of this Knights volleyball program. Whether home or away, you could hear his voice. Though his daughter is moved on from CCBC Essex, it's nice to see that he continues to be passionate about the program. Big move here for the Knights. 2-point lead in the third set. Want to continue to make that lead bigger. Want to go on as long of a run as possible, and the run will come to an end there. Benzinger, she got those hands up and was able to make the play at the net, but sometimes that ball just doesn't bounce your way. That time was one of those times. Benzinger just missed it. Here come the Knights. Maggie Williams. You saw frustration all over her face at the end of that second set, and my goodness. Yeah, put that on a highlight tape, put some music behind it, and put it on YouTube, because that's a highlight video right there. That was an incredible rally from the Nighthawks, and luck just ran out. I was going to say there was a little bit of luck involved in that incredible rally from the Nighthawks. And right there you saw the horseshoe kind of just fell out of the back pocket there as that ball went into the middle of the net. My dad always used to say it's better to be lucky than good at anything.
Around 6, serving 4.
Knights definitely going to need to have a little bit of luck on their side if they want to continue to get back into this game. 6-4 is the score. They've been in the driver's seat for most of this third set, and they're going to continue that. Now up 3 points. Benzinger, kind of player for the Knights who could take over the service game, and with her service game could really string together some points. And not just with aces. but she'll take them. There was an ace there. Now, largest lead of the set for either team is held by the Knights, 4.8-4. Knights haven't had a lead like this since the first set. Nighthawks trying to put an end to this run for Benzinger and the Knights. Maggie Williams puts it over the head. Good hit there, but a better dig from Standiford and the Knights. Bradford had to put it over, but she had to put it over inbounds to get a point, and she did not do one of those things.
Service at 5'8", number 11, Simone Jenkins for Nova.
3-point run for the Knights came to an end there, but it did get them out to their largest lead at 4. Now that lead is back down to 3 after the point for the Nighthawks, and let's see if the Nighthawks can get the lead down a little bit more. Good serve, better dig by Standiford. Play at the net, cherry pick and move. Nighthawks faked it like they were going to go for the setup and the big hit. Instead, they just gracefully push it over, but it doesn't come back to work in their favor as the rally continued, and eventually it ended in a double hit on the Nighthawks. Lead is back to 4 now. Largest lead of the game, or excuse me, of the set for the Knights. Campbell just really pounding on that ball there. Doing her best LeBron James impression. Gets it over, and a good play at the net from the Knights, but once again, just did not bounce their way. Man, that's about 7 or 8 times we've seen the Knights make the play at the net, but instead of bouncing towards a teammate or into the middle of the court, instead it bounces out of bounds, and that doesn't work in their favor. Sometimes the ball just doesn't bounce your way. Play at the net, Williams. Hit it, set it up for Forbes, and Forbes is able to put it onto the other side. A very good play, and now the first time out of the game taken by the Nighthawks. They find themselves in their biggest hole they've been in the third set or in the game. We'll take a quick 1-minute break. 11-5 is the score in favor of the Knights. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back here ready to play what could be the third and final set if the Nighthawks come out victorious in the set, but right now, not set up to do that. They find themselves down by 6. 11-5 is the score in favor of the Knights. There's Campbell, got it over. Good play at the net there from the Nighthawks. A couple different players were in there at the right position to be able to get that over the net. Wasn't sure which player was the one to get it over. And there, the lack of height for Michaela Forbes came back to hurt her there. Forbes is able to get up and get a hand on that ball, but she hit it on her way back down instead of hitting it at the high point of the jump. And when you're not a tall player, it's hard to get that ball over the net when you're hitting it on the way back down instead of on the way up. Luckily, her teammates are able to bail her out as the point went to the Nighthawks, and their first serve was an unsuccessful one as the next point went to the Knights. And now 12-7 is the score. Good serve, jump serve. A lot of mustard and a lot of air time on that serve. But most importantly, it leads to a point. 13-7 is the score. The Knights getting close to matching the largest lead of the game for either team at 7 points. I don't know how the Nighthawks were able to get that one over, but somehow they were able to punch it over from that difficult position. And a double hit. Yep.
Double hit, point Essex, 14, serving 7.
Man, look at the body language now here in the third set for the Knights compared to in the second set. Kind of looked like a defeated team at one point in that second set. But now, third time's the charm, apparently. They seem to be a brand new team.
Nova serves at 8-14.
The Knights run finally comes to an end. Nighthawks able to get that one. Back and forth here comes. Rally will continue. Williams wants to put that one over with a soft touch. Does, but too many Nighthawks players there. Rally will continue. Nighthawks have to get it over on this one. That was a great play just to make sure the rally continued, though, for the Nighthawks. Long rallies have gone the Nighthawks' way, and it will continue. I can't remember the last time the Knights got a point on one of those long rallies. All of the long rallies we saw in the second set went in favor of the Nighthawks. Here, third set, same way. And a little bit of a confusion on the Nighthawks side line, trying to figure out which player will be taking the serve. We got so many eyeballs on the game. We're going to figure this out eventually. Seems that we have. Nighthawks going to take over, serve. 14-9 is the score. A good serve. Benzinger backing up to get it. And the Knights can't get the ball back onto the other side of the court. So the run will continue for the Nighthawks. 14-10 is the score. Now we've got a little bit of a communication breakdown and some confusion at the scorer's table. And if you're a Nighthawks player or coach, you got to be a little disappointed from this. Is you just got to point back-to-back points, and you want to keep the foot on the pedal, and you want to keep momentum going in your way. But because of something that is not up to you, you're having to halt play and halt momentum. We're going to take a break with these two teams and get you all squared away as soon as we figure out what's going on here. All right, looks like we're finally ready to restart things here in the third set. We're not restarting things altogether, though. I'm not 100% sure what the problem was. I think it was just a problem with the scorebook.
11.
But that answered the biggest question I had after that big break. The momentum was all on the side of the Nighthawks before the break. Would the Nighthawks be able to continue that after that long break? Well, I think that answered it. Bradford, that's in. Yeah, he's going to outrule the guy with the flag there, and I got to say, I agree with him. That was
Essex regaining service at 15-11.
that one was in. So a couple of times here we've seen just questionable calls there on that end line. One time it went in favor of the Nighthawks. 2 times it's went in favor of the Knights. That time it went in favor of the Knights, and that was big, as the Nighthawks had gone on a 3-point run before that. Let's see if Maggie Williams can go on a little run of her own. The Knights certainly need it. They're up by 4. And actually now they'll go to being just up by 3. Beautiful play there at the net from the Nighthawks, leads to a point. I know Maggie Williams and the Knights took over the serve there with high hopes of putting together a nice little run, but the Nighthawks proving they're still in the driver's seat, despite what the score says here in the third set.
Northern Virginia, 13, serving 15.
And a couple more points like that, the scoreboard will reflect the momentum in this game as well, as the 4-point lead for the Knights has now found its way down to a 2-point lead. At one point, the Knights had a 7-point lead here in the third set. How the tables have turned since then. Standiford, good dig. Forbes had to get it over and did. Here's the setup. Great dig out by the Knights. Benzinger gets it over, and man, a communication breakdown there between the Nighthawks. That's the first long rally here in the third set that's gone in favor of the Knights. 2-point lead is now a 3-point lead, and Forbes for the Knights wants to see it get a little bit bigger. Remember, the Knights down 2-0, so this third set could be their final if they don't get a win here. And the momentum continuing to be on the side of the Nighthawks.
Nova regaining service at 14-16. Lion Berkeley for Nova.
All right. There's the play, and that's out. And man,
15, serving 16.
what a turn of events here in the third set, and a timeout that was much needed for the Knights. What a turn of events. A couple minutes ago here in this third set, the Knights found themselves up 7-0. Now here, going into this timeout, they find themselves only up 1. Excuse me, they weren't up 7-0. They were just up by 7 points. But now here into the timeout, 16-15 is the score. Nighthawks in the lead. Up 2-0, down in this set, but that could change. All right, here, serve still with the Nighthawks. The lead still with the Knights here in this third set, but for how much longer, we're about to find out. Their 7-point lead was turned into a 1-point lead, but after that point for the Knights, their 1-point lead has been turned into a 2-point lead. 17-15 is the score. Each team with one timeout left here in this third set. Things continue the way they are here in this third set. I'm fully anticipating both teams to take both of those timeouts. And the Knights, they were in desperate need of a little bit of a run there. Even a 2 or 3 point run would have been so huge for them there. But instead, they give the ball right back to the Nighthawks. And their 2-point lead has gone back down to a 1-point lead. Bradford over to Williams. Williams puts it in the middle, but right at a Nighthawks player. Here the Nighthawks get it over. Benzinger digs it out. Here's Bradford, puts it over and puts it into the middle. That is a very nice play there from Bradford and the Knights. Back and forth contest here in the third set. The Nighthawks have done a great job of cutting into the Knights' lead, but the Knights have not done a good job of closing the door here in this third set.
11, Simone Jenkins for Nova.
Rally continues, but for how much longer? Standiford, great dig there. Maggie Williams plays it at the net, but an even better play there by the Nighthawks. Rally continues. Bradford does a great job. Hand-eye coordination. Very good from Bradford, as you saw there on that play. Bradford going one direction as the ball was going another way, but somehow was able to get that fist out there and just able to put it up into the air. But after being up by 7 points in the third set, somehow the Knights find themselves in a position where they're now down by 1 after the bad play. 19-18. Remember, first team to win 3 sets is the team that wins the game. And the Nighthawks are up 2-0. Standiford puts it over. I know she didn't want to do that, but she did. Kind of gave the Nighthawks a freebie. They weren't able to capitalize on it, though. But can they capitalize this time? And they can. Man, it does not get much closer than that. But that one was in. Threading the needle there. That was almost like a long touchdown pass into tight coverage. Nighthawks only put that there where no one could get it, and they knew it was going to be a point. And the body language, I think, is a perfect indicator of where this game is going right now for the Knights. The Knights seem to have an idea that this game may be over. Seem to have an idea that they know that there's a small crack in the piñata right now. 21-18 is the score. Quick timeout. We'll be back right after this. All right, right, this is a big moment in the game here for the Knights. They had a 7-point lead at one point here in the third set. They have watched that 7-point lead turn into a 3-point deficit. And they need a win here in this set or the game will be over. Somehow the Nighthawks able to keep this rally alive, but for how much longer? Maggie Williams wants to make sure not much. Another chance. Nighthawks. And a good play at the net. Somehow, can they get it over? They can't. Oh, man, the Knights.
Point Nova, 22.
And so many times here in this game, we've seen the Knights make just tremendous plays at the net, but just not have the ball bounce their way.
Jessica Harris for Nova.
And you got to think if maybe 25 or 30% of those good plays at the net would have bounced their way, we'd have a much different game. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, as my dad used to say. Good hit, but it's just a little long. A lot of mustard on that shot, but not as much accuracy. It's like making a pizza. You got to have that perfect sauce to cheese ratio. That time, that hit did not have it. Here come the Knights. Opportunity to dig themselves out of this hole. Down only 3 here. They cannot allow the lead to get any bigger, though. Nighthawks want to get it over, but can't. Unforced error is going to allow the Knights a little bit more breathing room here in this one. 22-20 now is the score. Man, if the Knights can go on a little run here, it'll breathe brand new life into this game. Not a lot of power behind that serve, but it was accurate. And that's more important than anything right now.
Nova regaining service at 23-20.
Nova Nighthawks regain the serve, though. And they are 2 points away from
Number 5.
putting the dagger into the hearts of the Knights. Serve right at Kelly Standiford. Maggie Williams gets it over. Here come the Knights. Set up. Nighthawks. A good setup.
Essex.
But I believe
41-23.
Nighthawks thought that had a player in better position. Found out that that was not the case. And once again, giving the Knights a little bit of breathing room. How much, we'll find out. Play at the net once again does not go the way that the Knights wanted it to, and now we are at game point.
Set and match point.
Set and match point here. That has been the way this game has gone all day long. Let's see if it's the way this game ends. Just over the outstretched arms of the Nighthawks players at the net. Benzinger. Now there's the play. Bradford got it over. The rally continues. How much longer? Not much longer as the Nighthawks finally put the dagger and finally finish this game off. The final score, 3-0 in favor of the Nova Nighthawks. CCBC Essex came into this game with high hopes as these two teams were very evenly matched. But as you can tell by the end of this score, the game did not go that way. The Nighthawks get the big win decisively, 3-0. I'm Aaron Thomas. Thanks for joining us this evening, and thanks for joining us all season long. Good night.